Ellington, Basie. Yeah, off the top of my head, those guys came up, Basie and Ellington. I'm a big band kind of guy. Played trombone, so particular taste. When I got to college, first, before I got there, though, I was playing trombone and band leader. I was just I got into ska music, and I didn't play trombone, but after listening to that music, I said, dude, I want to pick that one up. I want to pick that and blow that. That's pretty cool. And so I was motivated by my my love of ska.
Orange County.
Oh, blow me, man. I'll tell you a story about her, though. Our band, we opened up for her before at Whiskey A Go Go. We were doing gigs, and there used to be a club out in the valley called the Country Club. It was in Reseda, where we'd have ska gigs, and they would play there. She would play with her band there. No doubt that back then they were more ska influenced than pop/rock, whatever you want to call it. I don't know, as she is today. But back then, she had a really good ska band. And she was the leader, and she was fronting it. And this was at a time when she wasn't getting all the notoriety on K-Rock yet, so she was kind of pre-big time, that's when I was, not really, I wasn't really just acquaintances. I played, like gigs or venues that I played at in my, in this life, a unique experience. I played Disney Hall. I had something nice down there. The acoustics are incredible. I can't believe it. Because as a singer, I'm kind of used to hearing like reverb back in the room if I'm singing. But what I noticed, my director, before we went out there and performed on stage, he was warning us about that. He said, "Don't try to listen to this. The acoustics are set up where, like, if you're a singer, you sing out, and if you're just doing like choir, and there's no other band instruments, just voice, and you sing out, it's like you just gotta. Usually, you expect to hear let go. You can't really judge it the way orally yourself. You can't try to listen to yourself because the sound goes out and it disappears. You don't hear it again. It's gone. Acoustically, it's like a perfect room. I mean, it's just I don't know. Yeah, that room's a great place. I played Steamers. That's a jazz club down in Fullerton. And I was playing trombone with the college. A roundabout way of getting back to music, though. Everything always had a roundabout way for music for me, but the Musical House of David, because it was a musical organization to give glory to the Father, because that's what David did with his harp when he was taking care of his sheep. He would sing he wrote all those psalms. I mean, he wrote a lot of songs, that guy. Wrote some stuff down, and he was jamming. Oh yeah, drop D. We're gonna start talking about that, man. Now we have to get political, because it is true. I'm very religious in that aspect, and Duke Ellington. Speaking of Duke Ellington, we were just when you asked me influences, and that was like the first couple guys, Ellington and Basie. Speaking of Ellington, he was much like that as well in terms of his very religious. He was a very religious person, and he wrote many large pieces for the church. So I was using different stage lighting. I had two incandescent bulbs at 25 on the other side of the piano, and then I had colored halogen lights beaming towards the piano, and I pick specific color patterns that would match, because when you match paints on a canvas, like colors, they're different when you mix different colors in that physical form rather than light. Light colors mix differently than they do in paints. And so I kind of studied that too, on what type of color stage lighting you can use. And the way I have it set up, there's 3 beams, there's 3 colored lights. I'm using 2 blue ones on the left, and then on the right, the one that's shining the most on me is an orange one to mix with the blue, and it gives it like a reddish kind of, it creates a mood, just those 2 colors, the blue and the orange mixed together. and then you have a little a regular sunlight to mix it in so you can see the face, because with just those lighting techniques you wouldn't be able to see. I'm pretty advanced on that too. You know, the lighting is it's advanced level, I think. You know. So that, and in terms of the recording of it, the production of the audio, which I'm upgrading now with the Mackie mixer, which I can't wait to get. I'll have a lot of fun with that thing. And then forced to learn vocally every single instrument in the orchestra, which is very challenging, but I did it. And after going through that process, I learned that I want to be, if I could, if I was born again and I could pick another instrument to play, in a different incarnation, because like I said, in this incarnation, I was a bone player. But if I was ever gonna, if I had another choice, it looks like you can't get bone, somebody's already on bone. I'm not a string player, I'm a brass player. But if I could play that, it'd be like Charles Mingus, another one of my heroes, Charles Mingus. Speaking of creating a mood too, and my style of piano playing, my huge influences on piano are like, Thelonious Monk, the hard bop grandpa, Horace Silver, guys like that, that are hugely influential towards how I play. Don't get me wrong, it just had totally slipped. You asked me, just off the top of my head, but that's what had come. But yeah, sure, I got all those Vegas live, just oh yeah, Frank, please, when I go to heaven, don't kill me. You get a little nervous, you might get nervous, and that's natural, that's part of it, getting nervous a little bit, but you have to learn how to just stay calm. Breathing techniques will help you, meditation, to try to calm yourself. Record with them, wow. Well, I was conducted by Grant Gershon. He's the conductor for the Los Angeles Master Chorale. Sometimes he sits in with the LA Opera. Grant Gershon, a great musician downtown. I didn't perform with him. We were guests, and so different students from different universities were there to participate. Yeah, from my university, not too many people were singing. I mean, like when I got my degree, there was not too many people getting music degrees. For instance, last night was Moonlight in Vermont. Because I have a collection that I've collected throughout my whole life. When I used to go to Glendale College, there's a library. They're called the Brand Library. It's a beautiful area of Glendale. And they have an actual art library there that has music, manuscript music you could just photocopy. And that was basically before the internet got really big, so that was like the only way to get music. You can't just download it now. You had to go to the library and like pay 10 cents per page or whatever, to photocopy that crap. And I photocopied a lot of stuff out of there, and I have it cataloged, and I have it organized by first letter of the song. Like Maria would be an M. I have a file, all the A through Z. And when I broke out my file yesterday, I wanted to get something I hadn't played in a while, and I picked M because it's my thickest file. I said, well, there's got to be something in here I want to play right out of the M, and that's how I got those two pieces I'm working on now, right? Moonlight in Vermont and Mood Indigo. I just want to just grab something out of the file, basically, instead of having to go online and search for music at that level, that quality. It's very self-satisfying, to personally be able to record it like that, because I'm blessed, unless you delete it. It's pretty much good. Like, you just have to let go. You have to. You can't. It's just. I kind of go on YouTube, kind of just if I'm not sure exactly how I want to do a piece, maybe I'll look at everyone else's versions and try to create my own London. He's out of London, the guitar player, singer, he plays his coffee shop. I don't think anybody knows about him, but I found him on YouTube. I think he's really good. I think he's better than Bublé. So he did movie good. And I kind of, I'm the same way. I think, I'd rather just take care of my kids than be running around, on these charter flights trying to get my next gig. Look at Michael. I know you were watching that Michael Jackson crap. This Is It. I heard that. I was walking around. I was like, oh no, not Michael. This is it. I mean, the sad part about that, he had these children. And then, what about the time that's missed now? It's just time is so valuable. That's the thing. You never know. Time is You never know when you're gonna go. That's the thing. You can't spend the time, you know. Sucks.